Good morning to all of you and welcome to the session, the Hindu Editorial Analysis for Proficiency in English. As usual, let us start with the snippets. The first one, Bagpat tragedy. Unfortunately, we have to start with a negative thing. 7 killed as makeshift stage collapses in UP. There is one expression here, makeshift stage. What does it mean? Temporary stage, makeshift. You make something, you shift immediately or dismantle immediately. So in a way you can say temporary stage, makeshift stage. When you see the word, besides that word, collapses, something collapses. Collapse goes with persons, things, companies, the company's future, the company's financial aspects or status has collapsed. And she has collapsed after hearing the shocking news. And also here collapse, a stage has collapsed, a building has collapsed. But based on the word stage, there's something very important you have to recollect. What is that? A lot of people say when it comes to public speaking, they say, good morning to all of you. They say stage, I have stage fear. That is wrong. We have to say, I have stage fright. F-R-I-G-H-T. Meaning is the same, but stage fear is not correct English. You have to say stage fright. That you have to recollect. Second news snippet, new milestone. Countdown to ISRO's 100th mission begins. Milestone again has two different meanings. While you are traveling on the highway, on the left you come across milestones. They indicate the distance or the place, all these aspects. But milestone also means an important stage. An important stage in a company's progress, organization's progress. We use the word milestone. New milestone. Based on that, a new achievement you can say. And the next one we have here, Guillain-Barré syndrome, a new syndrome it seems. Maharashtra health cover for treatment related to public health. Tungsten block. Today's editorial is about this new snippet. What is it? No. Tungsten block. It is about mining. Based on that, the dynamics of mining politics, need for the metal must be balanced against ecological concerns. We always have this dilemma whether to focus on development or to focus on ecological concerns. So obviously we have to prefer ecological concerns, top priority. After that we have to focus on development, not at the cost of ecosystems. That is very important. Best of the best. Bumrah named ICC Cricketer of the Year. It is about Bumrah getting an award, ICC Player of the Year. Best of the best. That's an important expression you have to remember. The main headline, what is the main headline? Modi likely to visit US to deepen strategic relations, says Trump. The word strategy, you all know the meaning. While preparing for competitive exams, each candidate has his or her own strategy, means planning. But strategic studies, strategic relations, that word here it means related to defense. That you have to know. Says Trump. Here reporting verb is in present. Then you have to recollect an important grammar rule. What is it? That goes with indirect speech. If the reporting verb is in present, present perfect or future, we have to, the tenses don't change to a corresponding past tense. That you have to recollect. You can say holistic approach. Sri Lankan Navy fires at Indian boat, 2 injured. Fires at. Open fire. Open fire means what? Start shooting. Fires at Indian boat, 2 injured. This has been going on for decades. Indian fishermen, especially from Tamil Nadu, enter the territorial waters of Sri Lanka. Obviously, they try to stop them. Sometimes they catch them, sometimes they shoot them. This has been going on for many decades, not years, based on that. And when you see the word boat, You have to recollect words like capsize, capsize, turn turtle, turn upside down, shipwreck, wreckage, debris. All these words you have to recollect. And poaching, poaching goes with killing animals illegally. Coming to the snippet over here, troops battle Rwanda-backed rebels in DRC, goes with Africa. Study shows a learning recovery after COVID-19, again related to public health. Had frank, in-depth talks on issues of concern, says China. Had frank discussions, which tense is that past tense. I have something present. I had something past. I have had something present perfect. I had something past perfect. All the four are very important patterns. Here, had frank talks means what? Past. In depth. In depth analysis of something. In depth talks with someone. These expressions, combinations are important indeed. Concern, again, you have to be alert. A common error. People say, I want to meet the concerned person. Wrong. I would like to meet the person concerned. Person concerned means related to a particular work or department. Very good. Maleshwari has written, Pavani also, wonderful. And you see a pic, it's like a sea of human beings gathered at one particular place, all set for Amrit Snan. And here you see coming together, pilgrims take a dip at the Sangam, the confluence of the Ganga, Yamuna and the mythical Saraswati in Prayagraj on Tuesday, the eve of the Mauni Amavasya Amrit Snan of the Mahakumbh, when millions are expected. It's about Mauni Amavasya Amrit Snan. For that, a lot of pilgrims visited that place, and there are two words. One is a pilgrim, devotees, pilgrims, pilgrimage. When a person tries to visit different holy places or sacred places, single trip, that trip is called pilgrimage. The person is called pilgrim. I'm sure you all know. And here we have confluence, means a meeting point. Three rivers meet at a particular point, then we use the word confluence. Mythical, mysterious. You have to recollect the word mysterious, mythical. And a common error, an important word. Why is it important? Here we have pilgrims, confluence, and mythical. A common error, people tend to say mythological. Mythological is not correct. We have to say mythological, not mythological, mythological. That you have to recollect. On the eve of the Mauni Amavasya Amrit Snan. It's a standard idiomatic expression. Whenever there's an important occasion, someone tries to deliver a speech, he or she says, on the eve of the Republic Day, on the eve of the something, Independence Day, the eve of the Amavasya, Mauni Amavasya Amrit Snan. And we have one more important news item. You may get this as a passage. What is this? China's DeepSeek. New AI software looks like that. A new player in the artificial intelligence race. The Chinese startup DeepSeek has created a buzz in the global tech circles. So name of a company, or it is about the software program related to AI. China's DeepSeek jolts tech world with a lean, mean AI model. A lean, mean AI model, a new expression you have to remember. Jolt means a shake or disturb or shock, surprise. All these words could be. Yes, Karthikeyan, very good. Exact meaning of that shake. Jolt someone. That's all from today's, the front page of the Hindu paper. Now let us go to today's editorial. A little complicated. Lean means a thin. Meaning of lean, Shiva Prasad, lean person. One of the meanings, thin, not substantial, and something that is not very strong also you can say. This is what you're going to learn, and today's editorial, a little complicated because it goes with balancing development and ecosystems, environment, and based on that which has to be preferred, a particular example has been taken and in-depth analysis has been done. Not too many words, we have got these words many a time. Only 4 or 5. Let us see the first one, annual, an important word. Because first you have to know the words chronicles, annals. Look at the spelling very carefully. Chronicle, chrono, it's a root word. Chrono means related to time. Chronology, chronometer, chronicles. Chronicles, annals, synonyms. They've given in SBI once. If you make a note of incidents or events based on the time factor, you have to use the words either annals or chronicles. And there's another word you have to recollect, archives. Archives has, not archives, archives has two different meanings. One meaning, note, you make a note of incidents or events, but not based on the time factor. Based on the time factor, chronicles or annals. Not based on the time factor, archives. But archives has got another meaning. What does it mean? A public place where government records are kept. But that also we say archives. But what is the word here? Spelling, you got to be careful. Annal, UL. And here you have to, someone has already written, I appreciate. You have to recollect the idiom null and void. Null and void. Have you heard of this any time? Who is that? Null and void. Exactly. Pavani, wonderful. Here, part of speech verb, it's a regular verb. Officially cancel or declare invalid. And what does it go with? A law, a contract, decision, marriage. Example, the court has decided to annul the election results due to widespread fraud. Imagine the election commission knows fraud has been done. They try to annul the elections, means cancel. Word forms annulled, annulling, and annulment. Word usage, annul a contract, a marriage agreement, means cancel. Word combinations, annul a decision, a verdict, a treaty. And you have to recollect this word nullify, revoke, repeal, rescind. All these words are very important. Bank exams they've given many a time. Wonderful. Who is this? Likita. Nullify. That's good. Very good. Nullify, revoke, repeal, rescind, invalidate. Antonyms, enforce, validate, ratify. Important word. Uphold also important word. We have red flag. Usually we get the word flag. We don't get the compound noun or adjective red flag. Flag has two different meanings. We all know flag as a noun, but flag can also be a verb. As a verb, it means you mark something to indicate that something is important or something is, there's a problem regarding that. A red flag, part of speech, it could be a verb, it could be a noun, meaning verb, to warn or indicate a potential problem. That's what I said. Example, the system automatically red flagged the suspicious transaction. Imagine you have a system and whenever the system comes across something that is suspicious, it immediately red flags that particular thing. That's what the sentence is. Word forms, red flagged, red flagging. Word usage, red flag an issue. Usually it goes with an issue. Raise a red flag. There's an important combination you have to remember. Raise a red flag means you mark something as it has a potential danger. Something is red flagged. Word combinations, red flag a risk, a patient in medical context. Red flag symptoms means dangerous symptoms. Synonyms, alert, warn, caution, signal. Approve, overlook, ignore. Simple words. Tardily, an important word. Banks, SSC, they have given a few times, especially SSC, tardily, an important word. Obviously, when you see a particular word ending in the letters ly, usually it is an adverb. But do remember, English we have exceptions. Here it is an adverb. Tardily, adverb. In a slow, late, or delayed manner. Someone does something slowly and something goes or moves slowly, we use the word tardily. The student tardily submitted his assignment after the deadline had passed. After the deadline had passed, there are 4 conjunctions you have to recollect. Before, by the time, When we use these, we use past perfect before these. The program had started before I went there. But the fourth one, after. When we use the word after, we have to use past perfect after the word after. After the deadline had passed. I went to the theater after the movie had started. Or the movie had started before I went to the theater. An important pattern from exam's point of view. Word forms tardiness, noun, tardy, adjective. Tardily respond. Act tardily. Tardily recognized means slowly recognized. Word combinations tardily acknowledged, tardily completed, accepted. Synonyms belatedly, slowly, sluggishly. Sluggish means what? Very slow, like a snail. Antonyms promptly, swiftly, punctually. Differ. Spelling you got to recollect difffer. There are two syllables, difffer, differ. The first syllable is stressed and differ. Second syllable is stressed. Pronunciation the same. But here what does it mean? Differ means to oppose, differ, oppose. But here it means it has two different meanings. Generally I give the meaning postpone. But it has got another meaning we have come across for the first time. It also means to surrender, to yield, to give in. One meaning postpone, to delay something until a later time. Second one is important, we have come across for the first time. Submit to authority, to yield. Respectfully to someone's judgment or decision. When we use the word yield, it could be positive, it could be negative. Positive, here it is positive. Negative, you cannot fight, then you surrender. It is not that meaning here. Do remember. Example, the company decided to defer the launch of the new product, means postpone. She always defers to her mentor's advice. Obviously, she has to listen to her mentor and out of respect, she submits, she surrenders, she accepts mentor's judgment. Word usage, defer a decision, a payment, very important. As prospective bankers, you have to know this. Defer judgment, important. Synonyms, postpone, delay, one. Yield, submit, another, second meaning. Antonyms, expedite. Delay, what is opposite? Speed up, accelerate, expedite, important word. Advance, hasten, reject. Those are the words, as I said, not too many words, but whatever words I have brought, they are pretty important, very important, and you got to know the difference between certain words, confusing words, that way they are important. Mining politics. So what is a stimulus? The center has taken a decision regarding giving the license to a particular organization when it comes to mining operations. It is related to that. And politics behind. Mining politics. Strategic need for tungsten must be balanced against ecological concerns. Strategic need, here it goes with defense because the metal is used in defense services. Based on that, the writer has used strategic need. We need it for our defense purpose. For tungsten, what is the mineral here, tungsten, must be balanced. We must balance something, active voice, must be balanced, passive voice. Against what? Ecological concerns. I always tell, development, ecological concerns. What is important today as of now? Ecological concerns more important. At the same time, development is also important, but we have to balance. How does it start? By annulling, means what? Making something invalid, nullify. The Nayakarpatti tungsten block auction in Madurai. The union government has halted protests against a project that was red flagged tardily by the state, citing environmental and cultural concerns. The center has nullified a particular thing. What is it? A particular block auction. Nayakarpatti tungsten block auction in Madurai. Annulling this auction, the union government has halted protest, stopped the protest against a project That was red flagged, means marked potential with potential danger. Tardily means slowly by the state, citing environmental and cultural concerns. Usually, the state or the center tries to annul something. It could be one reason. There could be one reason, either economic or political or cultural. But here we have two different dimensions. One is environmental, and the other is cultural. Rarely has the Narendra Modi government made a swift U-turn in the face of opposition. This is an important sentence pattern. Cite means to quote. Who is that? Ashmita. Very good. Here, an important pattern you have to know exam point of view. What is the first word here? Rarely. It's a negative word. Seldom negative word. And what is the important rule? Whenever we begin a sentence with a negative word, the clause after that should be in interrogative form. What is the clause here? The Narendra Modi government has made, that is affirmative, but it should be in interrogative form. Has the Narendra Modi government made? That is an important pattern you have to know. A swift means quick U-turn, means you take a particular stand, within no time you change your stand, you take the opposite stand. Then we say U-turn. In the face of opposition, because of the opposition, in the face of opposition, an important expression you have to know. Naikar Patti was among 8 critical and strategic mineral blocks put up for auction last February by the Mines Ministry. It talks about the project, and that project was among 8 critical and strategic mineral blocks put up for auction. So open for auction, put up for auction last Feb by the Mines Ministry. Subsequent to that, what happened? 8 months later, the contract for mining 2015.51 hectares was awarded to Vedanta's Hindustan Zinc Limited. Was awarded. We awarded something. Something was awarded. It is past tense passive voice. So they put up for auction. Subsequent to that, 8 months later, it was awarded to a particular organization. The rights have been given. Which organization? Vedanta's Hindustan Zinc Limited. However, contrasting word, the presence of Arittapatti, Tamil Nadu's first biodiversity heritage site in the vicinity triggered concerns. But something happened, something went wrong. Because of contrasting information, next sentence starts with however. However, what happened? Because of a particular heritage site, people started protesting. However, the presence of Arittapatti, Tamil Nadu's first biodiversity heritage site in the vicinity. In the vicinity means what? In the vicinity means in the surroundings. Triggered concerns. An assembly resolution pointed out that mining could endanger historical cave temples, Jain symbols, Tamil Brahmi scripts, and a habitat for rare species. Habitat means a home for someone, for a particular plant or animal. And these are the negative aspects that go with the project. And in assembly resolution pointed out that it could endanger, possibility. Endanger means what? Threaten. Animals or plants or historical sites first endangered. Later they become extinct. All these things. Based on that, protests. The centre and the BJP were initially on the defensive, arguing that of the 20.16 square kilometre area, only 1.93 square kilometre within Arittapatti and Meenakshipuram villages had been notified as a biodiversity site. Generally, when the centre sanctions something and people point out, the centre tries to defend. On what basis the centre tried to defend or justify? Of the total area of 20.16, only 1.93 square kilometre within Arittapatti and Meenakshipuram villages had been notified as a biodiversity site. That means almost it's like 5%, not negligible, not substantial. Last month, the ministry deferred issuance of, means what? Postponed issuance of letter of intent to the bidder. Already we have talked about auction. Auction, whenever there is an auction, people try to bid. Someone says 1,000, someone says 2,000, and those people are called bidders. Based on this objection from the state and the local people, last month the ministry deferred issuance of letter of intent to the bidder and asked the Geological Survey of India GSI to explore redefining the boundaries by excluding the biodiversity site. The center wanted to do something based on the protest, so they told the Geological Survey of India to redefine the boundaries, and while redefining, they told the GSI to exclude the biodiversity site. But again, contrasting word. Before the GSI could submit the report, center took a decision. But the center annulled the auction. Means what? Nullified the auction. But the center annulled the auction before the GSI could act, after a meeting with community leaders from Madurai, led by BJP State President K. Annamalai and the Mines Minister. Before the GSI could submit the report, the center made that particular thing invalid or null and void. Exactly. Very good, Ramesh. And the next one talks about the heading, mining politics. Now the second part deals with that particular dimension, mining politics. Politics seems to have played non-finite verb, an important expression, perfect infinitive. Politics seems to have played a larger role than India's strategic need for tungsten or the centers and states' claims that they had acted in deference to people's wishes. What does it mean? Apparently, center has taken a U-turn, and what could be the reason behind? Politics seems to have played a larger role than India's strategic need for tungsten. We need for defense rather than that factor, or one more factor. What is the other factor? Center and state, they claim, centers claim, states claims that they had acted in deference to people's wishes. Here the positive meaning means respecting someone's wishes and surrendering. This meaning goes with this sentence. Tungsten or wolfram, a dense lustrous metal, is crucial for industries such as defense and in high technology fields. That's why the writer has used the word strategic. It is about the metal. It has no effective substitutes. Globally, tungsten is stockpiled. Some countries have this, and lustrous means healthy, you can say. Usually we don't use it with metals. It goes with substances, any substance for that matter. Perhaps keeping that in mind, the writer must have used something that is more abundance, more in quantity or in abundance. We use that word. Lustrous growth means a heavy growth. It goes with metals also. Jayalakshmi says metallic property. Good, I appreciate Jayalakshmi. Indigenously rare. We have got this word many a time, an important word. Indigenous means what? Local or native. Indigenous people, original inhabitants, aboriginals. All these words you have to recollect. Indigenous companies, indigenous metals. Indigenously rare. Only 5% of tungsten mining resources are in Tamil Nadu, Haryana and Uttarakhand and West Bengal, with the rest distributed in Karnataka, Rajasthan, Andhra Pradesh and Maharashtra. The sentence talks about where do we have in our country this particular metal, tungsten. Though the state had flagged the biodiversity issue to the center, means it has been marked there is a potential problem. Though also a contrasting word, there is no clear indication that the DMK government was openly opposed to the auction. The state government means a lot of stock is there. It means a lot of stock is there. There is no dearth of that particular metal, globally speaking, not domestically. And here the state has flagged, but openly they did not oppose. The DMK government was openly opposed. There is no indication, there is no clear indication that the DMK government was openly opposed to the auction. A report suggests that prior to the amendment of the Mines and Minerals Act, which empowered the center to exclusively auction mining leases for critical minerals, the state's Natural Resources Department had requested permission to mine tungsten and molybdenum through joint ventures. In fact, there was a request from the state government for mining tungsten before a particular state. How does it end? Regardless of the political dynamics, the importance and scarcity of tungsten cannot be overstated. There are two dimensions here. The importance, it goes with defense, and scarcity of tungsten. We don't have too much shortage of tungsten. Cannot be overstated. We cannot overstate that. Means important, very important. That's all about today's editorial. Not that easy to we have one more sentence. The center might have been more effective had it consulted the state and waited for the GSI's report before making a decision. This is a stand taken by the editorial. What is the stand? What does the editorial opine? Center might have been more effective had it consulted the state and waited for the GSI's report before making a decision, striking a balance between environmental concerns and the strategic need for tungsten mining by adjusting the block boundaries. All that they have to do, they have to adjust the block boundaries. When they adjust, they have to keep this site, biodiversity heritage site, out of that zone. But the editorial says the center should have waited, and before GS's report, without consulting the state, in a way not acceptable, the stand taken by the editorial. Let us go to questions based on this editorial. What is the primary reason for the annulment of Naikarpatti tungsten block auction? Wait for, very good, Ramesh. Between and, from, to. All these you have to recollect. Shows that you are a smart learner. What is the answer for the first one? Concerns over insufficient tungsten reserves in Tamil Nadu. Protests citing environmental and cultural reasons. Based on these two, they had to annul the auction. Yes, very good. B is the answer. What is the significance of tungsten as mentioned in the editorial? Here, significance means importance. What is the importance of the metal tungsten? Not as a substitute. It is a dense, lustrous metal critical for defense, strategic, and high technology industries. Clearly mentioned in the editorial. Again, we have B as the answer. Very good. You guys have got it right. Question number 3. Which heritage site was central to the controversy surrounding the Naikarpatti tungsten block auction? Meenakshipuram village, Tamil Nadu's first biodiversity heritage site, Altapatti. Though the editorial has mentioned A, but the main thing central to the controversy, that is B, Tamil Nadu's first biodiversity heritage site, Altapatti. What action did the center take before annulling the auction? It issued the letter of intent to Vedanta's Hindustan Zinc Limited. It asked the Geological Survey of India GSI to redefine boundaries to exclude the biodiversity site. You can consider A, you can consider B also, but which is more important? It is B that you have to consider. Issuing a letter is one thing, but what is very important, asking the GSI to redefine boundaries. What is the tone of the editorial? It cannot be optimistic. It is about environmental concern. Optimistic, no. Neutral, indifferent, no. Aggressive, confrontational, no. Critical yet analytical. The last sentence says center should have done this. That means critical. At the same time, analytical. Complete analysis has been provided. Here, word meaning, what is the meaning of the word coercion? Coerce means what? Easy word, but important word. For our students, easy. It's a negative word, diplomatic, neutral, lawful action. Persuasion through pressure or force. Coerce someone means what? Put pressure on someone. B is the answer. Which of the following words is synonymous with backtracked as used in the passage? Backtrack, again a negative word. Obviously, we have to look for a negative word. Progressed positive, advanced positive, asserted positive. Backtrack means what? Withdraw. Past withdrew. Mr. Trump wanted to Colombia so that other nations would not challenge his mass deportation policy. You all know Trump has started deportation on a large scale, and related to that, this is from yesterday's editorial. Not isolate. No, no. Answer is who is this? Mani Krishna has got it right, and Likhita also has got it right. Surya also. Mr. Trump wanted to intimidate Colombia so that other nations would not challenge his mass deportation policy. Intimidate means frighten. Intimidation, frightening someone, threatening someone. D is the answer. Only a few students have got it right. What does the phrase a body blow in the passage mean? Body blow. Not bloody blow, body blow. It means what? Yes, Likhita, frighten is the word. It is not said a minor inconvenience, legal triumph, diplomat. It's a negative thing. And based on that, you have to say significant setback. Blow, it was a blow. Generally, we say it is a blow, it was a blow. Means a setback. That is a key word, setback. Major one, important one. Try to spot the error. A trade war would have been bad news for both countries, which bilateral trade stood at 53.5 billion US dollars in 2022, with a 4 billion US dollars surplus for the USA. Easy one, should not be a problem. Third part, yes. Here we cannot use which. We have to use the word whose. We are talking about countries. Then we have to use whose, not where. Malishwari has got it right. Whose. Murli also. Whose. Double filler, not error location, double filler. A furious Mr. Trump announced that the US would impose a 25% tariff on all Colombian goods, which would be to 50%, and also threatened to impose banking and financial. Context talks about furious means very angry. Negative context. You cannot use a word like sanctions, benefits here. You cannot use. This is rejected. Elevated to 50%, exclusions dropped to 50%, better would be raised, and financial sanctions. Answer is C. Very good, Likhita. Financial sanctions, here sanctions means restrictions, not the regular positive meaning, negative meaning. Karthik also got it right, Murali got it right, Jayalakshmi, Sanjay, almost all, Bhavani and Ramesh. C is the answer. That's all for today. I hope you guys have got enriched. And I will have a nice day. I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you very much.